Hey, what's going on, everybody? How's it going? Happy 2019. And today, we're talking about a little movie that Netflix put out called Lionheart. And I don't know how many of you have to use taxi services on a regular basis, like Uber, Lyft, or even a yellow cab if you're really old like me. But normally what happens is they get you from A to B. It's usually pretty pleasant, everybody's usually pretty polite. But at the end of the day, you're not gonna remember that person's name, nor what they look like, or really anything about them, but you just remember having a nice little trip. And that's kind of how I feel about this movie. It was just, it was just a pleasant little trip that I'm probably never gonna watch ever again. The basic plot of the movie is it's about a Nigerian family that owns a fleet of buses that they use for public transportation. And then the father actually starts having some health issues, so the rest of the family kind of has to like rise up and kind of take care of things because they're up for a really important contract. And then a whole bunch of shit goes awry, there's a bunch of trials and tribulations and a whole bunch of other family drama, and that's basically your movie. And it's like I said, for the most part, this movie is pretty pleasant and kind of a nice little movie. I only had a couple issues with the movie, and they're really minor, and the first one is very early in the movie. There's this kind of weird scuffle slash confrontation, and the really only reason they had it in the movie was to show the resolve of the main character and how determined she is. But nothing of that scene really like came to fruition, and it was just kind of there for a random, I don't know, there wasn't really a rhyme or reason to it. And then there's a very minor plot detail that happens midway through the movie that never is really totally resolved, but it's very small. Like it could have been solved with like 2 lines of dialogue or something like that. But the filmmakers also didn't address it, so I felt the need to bring it up because I'm very petty like that. But yeah, other than that, it was just kind of a pleasant little movie. I don't know what else to say. I generally don't comment on the acting when it comes to foreign movies, but it felt real, and I felt like I was very immersed in this kind of different culture that I'm not familiar with. And the movie wasn't super funny, but there was a couple chuckles in there, you know? And it was essentially just kind of a family movie, and it basically tried to illustrate how important family is, and like how that dynamic can either help you or hurt you, or you can learn from it. But at the same token, it was really kind of predictable. Like, you could kind of tell where the movie was going, or like anytime a new problem arose, you're just like, okay, I can kind of see how that's gonna be resolved. Like, it didn't really do anything new, but this movie also did have a lot of personality, and it's really easy to connect with all these characters because they're just kind of quirky and goofy, and they have their own weird little mannerisms, and you're just kind of like, you know what? That's adorable, man. And the movie emphasized how you should be a good person. Like, there was really just, there was no bad vibes in this movie. So despite the fact that this movie wasn't doing anything special, it was just kind of delightful, and it's a movie that you can sit down and watch with your family, and there's nothing wrong with that. That being said, overall, for a score out of 10, I think I'm gonna give it a 6.6. There's something very calming about watching a relaxing little movie like this from a first-time director, and I'm kind of curious to see what she does next. But anyway, guys, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Have you seen this movie? Have you heard of it? Hop in the comments. Let me know what's up. Other than that, if you like this review, give me a like, subscribe to all that other bullshit, and I will catch you guys later.